At first, everything feels easy. You meet him and there's a quiet kind of spark between you. Not chaos, not fireworks, just something calm and real. He texts you the next day. Then the day after that. The conversations feel natural. You laugh. You tease each other. Time together feels effortless. And slowly, without either of you saying it out loud, something starts to grow. You begin noticing the small things. The way he listens when you talk. The way he remembers things you mentioned days ago. The way his eyes soften when he looks at you. It feels good, safe, but also exciting. And that's exactly why the shift can be so confusing when it happens. Because nothing dramatic causes it. One night you're sitting close together, maybe on a couch. The TV is on, but neither of you is really watching. Your legs are touching. His arm is around you. And in that quiet moment, something changes inside him. Not outside. Inside. A thought appears in his mind that he didn't expect.
This could actually mean something.
For many women, that realization feels exciting. But for many men, it triggers something else. Pressure. Because when something starts to matter, it also becomes something you could lose. He doesn't say this. Most men don't even consciously understand it when it happens. But his nervous system feels it immediately. The closeness suddenly feels deeper than he expected. The connection feels real. And real things carry risk. Risk of getting hurt. Risk of rejection. Risk of caring more than the other person does. So something subtle begins to shift. The next day his messages take a little longer. Not dramatically longer. Just different. You notice immediately. Women are incredibly good at sensing emotional shifts. Your mind starts asking questions. Did I say something wrong? Did he lose interest? Did he meet someone else? But the strange truth is that sometimes the distance begins exactly when the feelings become stronger. Because many men grow up learning that emotional vulnerability is dangerous, that depending on someone makes you weak, that showing too much feeling gives someone the power to hurt you. So when a man suddenly realizes he might care more than expected, his instinct isn't always to move closer. Sometimes it's the opposite. He steps back. Not because he stopped liking you, but because the feelings suddenly became real. From the outside, his behavior becomes confusing. Because nothing obvious happened. There was no argument, no awkward moment, no clear reason for the shift. Just a subtle distance that appears where warmth used to be. And those are the hardest moments to understand, because your mind tries to fill the silence with explanations. Maybe you were too open. Maybe you showed too much interest. Maybe he just wanted something casual. But often the reality is much quieter than that. You didn't scare him away by liking him. What unsettled him was realizing that he might like you more than he planned to. And that realization can wake up things he didn't expect. Old memories. Old disappointments. Moments in the past where closeness didn't end well. So without fully understanding why, he pulls back slightly. Not to leave, just to breathe. Just to regain a sense of emotional control. Because the truth is that many men aren't taught how to navigate deep emotional connection. They're taught how to work, how to compete, how to stay strong, but not always how to handle the vulnerability that real intimacy requires. So when those feelings appear suddenly, his instinct might be to slow everything down, to create space, to make sure he's not losing himself in something he doesn't fully understand yet. And this is where many connections break. Because when a woman senses distance, her instinct is often to move closer, to ask questions, to seek reassurance, which unintentionally creates more pressure on someone who already feels overwhelmed by his own emotions. But when space exists without pressure, something interesting often happens. The man who stepped back begins to process what he felt. He begins to realize that the connection didn't disappear when he created distance. And slowly he starts moving closer again. Not because he forgot about you, but because he finally understands something he wasn't ready to face before. That you're no longer just someone he enjoys spending time with. You're someone who actually matters. And once a man accepts that truth, his actions often change. Because the distance wasn't about losing interest. It was about confronting feelings he didn't expect to have and learning how to handle them.